You may have already started to see this, but you've been in it for how long?
4.
5 going on 6.
What are we talking about?
How long in the business?
Since 2015, so like almost
It's 8 years. Okay. All 3 of you are about to experience a negative equity storm like we have never, ever seen before. Why?
Because the rates are so high. Rates are high. People.
No,
Oh.
that's not the reason.
Is it because of the market?
Payments are going to be higher because of the rates. Make no mistake. I mean, what's the average price of a new vehicle in this country?
Like
At this
40
point?
grand.
48.
48.
Yeah, you throw taxes and fees, we're at 50. I mean, that's average, okay? Interest rates are higher than they've been in 15 years. So you got high interest rates and high prices. And by the way, the average price of a used car is 28, okay? So that's gonna drive, the payments are gonna be higher. I mean, every customer that leaves your store is probably gonna be leaving with the highest payment they've ever had in their entire life, okay? That's not why we're about to see a negative equity storm. Why are we about to see a negative equity storm?
Because the value of these vehicles are dropping.
The value of the vehicles are dropping, and for the last 2 years, we've been getting all the money for the vehicles. I mean, 6 months ago, I taught a class here on how to justify $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000 over MSRP, because that's what we were getting. Used cars were actually increasing in value every single month. Between April of 21 to April of 22, the average used car went up 30%. So if you had a $20,000 Honda in April of 21 and April of 22, you had a $26,000 Honda.
Because of that whole.
So it was
Brand new car
crazy.
thing.
I mean, it's never been like that before in the history of the automobile business. So people were paying us more for the vehicles than they've ever paid in their lives. But now that prices are coming down, new car inventories are up, so new car prices are coming down, used car prices are dropping, so that's why we're about to see a negative equity storm like we've never seen before. The payment up on that board for whatever vehicle we're talking about is not $945, okay? That $945 includes $5,500 worth of negative equity in the trade-in. So how would we figure out what percentage of the $945 was due to the trade-in?
I don't remember, but you told us this before.
Every
At the very end of the class.
How?
$1,000 is 20.
We could do it that way, okay? We could say, look, you got $5,500 worth of negative equity. Basically, and in 60 months, it probably works out pretty well. For every $1,000 worth of negative equity, $20 of the payment is due to your negative equity. So we got 5 times 20, which is 100, and then a half, which is $110. Okay? That's one way to do it. Are you following that line of thinking? Okay? A more precise way to do it, and a way I would probably choose to do it in front of a customer, would be, where's your phone? Divide the negative equity, 5,500, what's the balance to finance up there?
39,000.
Divide that by 39,000. What do you get? 14%. Now, take 945 and multiply that times 14%.
132.
$132 of that payment is due to what?
The trade. The negative equity.
So what's the real payment for the vehicle they're buying?
Minus the 812.
812. So here's how you close the deal. You say, look, AJ will do this any way you want us to. The payment for your new vehicle is $812, okay? The payment for both your new vehicle and the negative equity in your old vehicle is 945. So your choice is this. If you want the 812, put down another 5,500, or if you want to keep that wherever you've got it, live with the 945. Which way works best for you? Now, what do you think most people are going to choose?
Live with the
Live with it.
945.
Live with the 945, especially if they're already putting down 10 grand.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, let's be realistic. But is it your fault that they're $5,500 hooked?
Unless he's on the previous
Unless you
one.
sold the previous car, right? Yeah, but usually it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? People suffer from negative equity basically for two primary reasons. They don't put down enough cash and they finance for too long. But then you throw in our pandemic pricing, and you know that they couldn't help that. I mean, we were going to get all the money because it was just a matter of supply and demand. Okay, but you're going to see a lot of negative equity. Okay, you're going to have people bitching more than ever. You figure take negative equity on top of high prices and then throw in highest interest rates in 15 years. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a bitch. You're going to have to get really good at helping the customer come to grips with living with payments higher than they. I mean,